What kind of friend are you? You're the kind of friend who brings awareness to your friend group. I feel like people are very aware of their patterns and their habits in your presence because you're the kind of person who's aware of your own patterns and habits, and being in your energy reveals, it's like a reflection, it's like a mirror to these people. Your friends can see themselves more clearly when they're around you because you see yourself clearly. I feel like you reveal to them traits within themselves. You're the kind of friend who, or I feel like you're the kind of friend who calls out your friend's traits, or you bring into light the traits your friends might exhibit. Like you call it as you see it. You're a very truthful friend. And I feel like you are the kind of friend who you acknowledge your impatience when it comes to friendships. I feel like maybe you were the kind of person who took a break from friendships to focus on yourself and attract the friendships that you deserve, or the friends that value you for who you are. And maybe in this period of isolation, or in this hermit period, you began to grow impatient and you were like, I want to find my tribe. I deserve friends who I can hang out with and go out with and have a good time with. And this feeling of wanting to go out and be with good people or be with good company kind of made you impatient in choosing friendships, and maybe you decided to hang out with people who are more for just having a good time and having fun and being outside than friends who you share values with, who treat you as you're supposed to be treated, or as they want to be treated, or as you deserve to be treated. And I feel like you've learned a lesson in being patient when it comes to relationships and connections, and really taking the time and effort to foster connections based on a stable foundation. And when I say stable, I mean a foundation built on the values, shared values. Like, you don't want to have friends around you who aren't kind, this is the kinds of friends you want to have around you. You want to have friends around you who are kind and open and willing to share, and who can lift you up during times that you're down. So don't be so impatient to be in company that you choose bad company. I feel like you're the kind of friend who knows how to set boundaries. You're the kind of friend who stands in their power and knows when to say when. You know when to call your power back to you. You know when to take a step back, when to allow your friends to work through what they need to work through and be a supporting role rather than a guiding role. Because you can't, like, I feel like, say you have a friend who's going through a toxic relationship, and as their friend you want to tell them that they deserve better, that their relationship is not conducive to their highest timeline or their most well-being. And maybe it might be obvious to you, but it's not obvious to them. Or maybe it is obvious to them, but they have things that they need to work through, traumas, triggers, and being in this relationship brings those to light. So it's really their journey to work through and decide when enough is enough for them. You can't be a guide to them in these moments. You have to just be a supporting role. And I feel like in the past you wanted to be the kind of person to show them the light, but it's not your job, it's not your responsibility, and it's really your decision whether or not you want to stand by someone's side who is unable to see what they're worthy of and deserve. Because if you have people around you who don't care about themselves, they can't care about you, because people can only meet you to the degree that they've met themselves. So being around people who do not care about their own well-being and their own relationships, their own connections, it certainly means they don't have the capacity to care about you in the ways that might matter to you. And I feel like you're accepting this now. You're accepting that you can care deeply about some of your friends, but if they don't care about you in the same way, the relationship won't be helpful. It won't be, not helpful, but it won't be fruitful. It won't be a connection with equal give and take. It will be somewhat parasocial. It'll feel like you're a teacher instead of their friend, and that's not healthy. You should, like, yes, friendships are meant for us to teach each other about ourselves. Like, we in our friendships show each other who we are. However, if somebody shows you who they are as a friend, and you don't feel like that aligns with who you are as a person, that friendship might not be sustainable. And that's okay, because I feel like we come in and out of friendships in this lifetime. Sometimes we have friends that drift apart or drift away, and we might come back to them at a later point. But even if you don't end up coming back to them, it still could be a friendship that you value and you treasure for life, regardless if they're in your life at this point. I also feel like you're the friend who really takes their time to approach difficult conversations with love and empathy. Your energy is giving smarter, not harder. You're not the kind of person who will get in arguments with your friends and scream about how they did this and they did that, and that's why you don't want to be friends with them anymore. You're the kind of person who thinks about things from their perspective and your perspective, and then you come to a conclusion that makes rational sense for you to discuss what's bothering you. If you are at odds with your friend, you're not the kind of person who will just pretend everything's okay. You're the kind of person to speak about things so that they do not fester within you. I feel like you're the kind of person who does not want to hold hate in their heart. You prefer to release. And I feel like you're the kind of person who forgives, but you don't forget. You're the kind of friend who brings us excitement to any any like time hanging out with them. Like I feel like your energy to your friends can even be like, I feel like you can arouse some of your friends. Like you have an arousing kind of energy, and they love being around you because it's always so, it's exciting to be in your presence. Like you're the kind of friend who keeps it going. You always know how to bring a new, fresh perspective to any situation, and I feel like that's exciting because they feel like when they're with you, there's always something going on. There's always some new thing that they're learning or talking about, or that you're doing, or that you're up to, or they feel like they can share with you what they're doing, and it's just like you bounce ideas off of each other very well. And I feel like you're the kind of friend who stands in their purpose. Like you're a friend who reminds people of their purpose as well. Because you stand in your purpose, it's a reminder that they have a purpose too, or that they can choose their purpose, or they could seek out a purpose. I feel like you're very purpose driven, very community oriented. You love to give back to your community, and people find purpose in this. Like you could do so many things to have fun in your life. Like it doesn't need to be about work all the time. However, I feel like the real work comes from bringing the knowledge that you've learned on your journey to your community. And I feel like you're the kind of person who's found their purpose in giving back to community. However, this isn't all of you. Like I feel like you have to know that helping others is not your sole purpose. Your purpose here is to grow and to learn and to have fun, to enjoy. And if you learn and want to share those teachings with others, or that knowledge or that wisdom with others, that's a plus, of course. However, you're not just here so others can benefit from what you've gone through. It's great when they do, but that's not all. That's not the end all be all. You're also the sexy friend. Like you're the kind of friend who looks good. Like I feel like all your friends look good. Like all the friends you have, not only do they look good, but they are smart. They are artistic and creative. They are leaders. They are passionate. They're admired by their loved ones. And you just having a group of friends that align with you is so vital to your path, because you hold each other accountable. You're also the kind of friend who's so grateful for the friends that you have in your life. I feel like you express gratitude for your friends often. You tell them how thankful you are that they're in your life. And I feel like you always acknowledge their efforts to continue the connection, to foster the relationship that you guys are building together. I feel like you're very appreciative of the friendships that you have, because you know what it's like to not have any, or to not have real friendships. I feel like in the past you've struggled. Well, I wouldn't say struggled, but I'd say you've gone through, or you've been made aware of friendships in which they weren't built on mutual respect. So now that you have welcomed friendships into your life that are respectful, that are kind, patient, understanding, you can spot ones that aren't from a mile away. You're also the kind of friend that reminds your friends how lovable they are. Everybody has insecurities. Some people are in denial about them. Some people ignore them. Some don't admit what they are. However, when your friends do talk to you about their insecurities, I feel like you're the kind of person who will remind them that regardless of what they're working on, they're still an amazing person to be around, to have. Anyone would be lucky to have them in their life. And they are so loved and appreciated, and that's the kind of friend you are. You're the kind of friend who will lift your friends up when they're being self-deprecating, when they're losing the plot of who they are. You remind them. I feel like your friends have a great appreciation for your inner conversation. I feel like they think that you have a really good head on your shoulders. They find you to be very smart and intelligent, and they believe that the way that you talk to them is a reflection of the way that you talk to yourself. Yeah, your friends see you as very knowledgeable. They find you to be somebody who could be into academia. Maybe in your free time you like to learn things. You could watch informational videos on YouTube. Like, I feel like you're the kind of person who enjoys reading or audiobooks. You could enjoy video essays. Maybe you're a history buff. Just always interested in learning in your free time. Interested in growing, becoming more well-rounded. And your friends really admire this about you.